I know what you guys are thinking. This is just a PS5 with an Xbox Series X and a Nintendo Switch stacked on top of each other. But you're wrong. This is actually the Nintendo Switch Pro in its early development cycle. Y'all hyped for this?
So we're gonna go over the Nintendo Switch Pro today and how it looks to be coming this year in the fall. So we're gonna go over all that along with the specs and what we can expect with it. So get hyped because this is going to change Apex Legends along with a ton of other Nintendo Switch games. As always, we gotta go over who was first, and that was Neo Xena. And let's go into the information, guys. All right, so we've got a lot of information about the Nintendo Switch Pro, and this comes according to Bloomberg. It's going to use NVIDIA's deep learning super sampling AI technology to upscale the gameplay to 4K, which will be insane on a device that is also handheld. The system's going to use a Samsung OLED display, which will greatly improve the contrast and color depth, and it will be much larger than what we currently have. And the Nintendo of America president, Doug Bowser, and that is his name, I'm not making that up, he's saying it now makes the best point in time to go ahead and do a Nintendo premium version, as it's at the midpoint of its life cycle. You see this a lot with the PlayStation 4 doing the Pro version, and the Xbox Ones doing the Series S and Series X in the midpoint of their life cycles. It's important to know that the original Nintendo Switch was released on March 3rd of 2017. Now with 2021 on us right now, we actually just passed the 4-year anniversary. So it makes sense, like I said, right around this time zone would be the next launch of a premium version of the Nintendo Switch. Now, according to Bloomberg Intelligence, and I do want to let you know, Bloomberg is known for its financial sector, media. They tend to be very right with information along this. They say the release of a more premium version of Nintendo Switch console with the display that I previously mentioned and support for 4K graphics for the holiday 2021 selling season could drive the company's sales above consensus for the fiscal year ending March 2022 and extend the life cycle of the Switch platform for many years. This definitely seems like this is what Nintendo plans to do to bump up their revenue to compete with the Xbox Series X and the PS5. Along with that, Dr. Toto, who works for Catan Games, went ahead and made a prediction, and he says, yes, I know, I predict a beefed up 4K device is coming during Nintendo's next financial year, and let it be said, Switch is just a word. So there's multiple outlets reporting that the Switch is on its way, but we also have some data mined info. Now, there is some information from a notable data miner here, and I won't even begin to try to pronounce his name, but you'll see it in the image. And he found in a recent firmware update for the Nintendo Switch, it seems to indicate that the Pro model will have the same processor as the 2019 base model and the Lite. However, there was a project that was leaked, which indicates that the chipset will offer higher performances by being pushed to higher clocking speeds supported by an improved cooling system. He also hinted that the console will receive a substantial visual upgrade with the OLED display and 4K capabilities in docked mode by a Realtek chip, which goes ahead and backs up what Bloomberg is saying with all of their information. So now we have two different sources confirming the same thing. It becomes more and more likely. Now, in regards to pricing, it seems that they're going to go ahead and go $100 more expensive than the current model, and it seems Bloomberg thinks it's going to be $399.99, along with Dr. Toto, who I mentioned below, also suggests it will be around $399. So now, not only do we have the data miner Bloomberg, but we also have Dr. Toto, who I've also mentioned. So now we have 3 sources all saying this information. Now, with all those upgrades that the data miner said, another data miner went out and gave us some more information gleaned from his data mining, and it shows that the Nintendo Switch Pro will have around the power of a PS4, which is absolutely insane for a handheld device. Let me go into how that will impact your Apex Legends. The PS4 can run Apex Legends on its system at 60 frames per second as its highest output, but with certain frames dropping to 45 and 50, which is a huge upgrade over the Nintendo Switch, which caps out at 30 frames per second. By no means is the PS4 perfect at running the game, but with the Nintendo Switch Pro being able to run it at the same speed, your gameplay and your visuals will be highly upgraded. This will be an absolute game changer and allow you to play in crossplay lobbies with no problem whatsoever. There is one minor caveat with the Nintendo Switch Pro and Apex Legends, is that even though I have a Series X, I'm still playing on a backwards compatible version of the game designed for Xbox and PlayStation. So if the Nintendo Switch Pro were to come out, Panic Studios would have to develop a patch that would make the game run at the performance of a PS4 on the Switch. So that is something that may not be readily available right when it drops. Just keep your expectations in check. So that's the information we have about the Nintendo Switch Pro, and there's 3 different sources all providing information that is very similar to each other that makes it look like this is going to come
in the following months. Now, let me know in the comments below, do you think it's going to come? Do you believe it's going to be this year, or do you think it's way off in the future? And do you plan on getting it if it comes this year? Are you going to go ahead and wait and just play on your normal Switch? I also have to go over the winner of the first Pro controller, and that is Grimmels right here. And I also have a Champions Edition for the Nintendo Switch I'm giving away for Apex Legends for hitting 10,000 subscribers, and that is going to Guzman Rodriguez as well. So if you guys could message me in the Discord so I can give you guys your prizes, thank you so much. And if you're interested in learning how to get some of those giveaways, like the Pro controllers that I'm still giving away for the next 5 days or so, go ahead and check out this video right here. Until next time, Legends, keep slaying in the Outlands, and I'll see you out there.